And welcome back to Who Would Win Today's Who Would Win comes to us from Axel Allen, who asked the question, who would fight? Ultraman versus Jagaur? That is neither of their actual intros, but or theme songs, but yeah, these are the two ultra robot fighting men from respective Showa era to later era kaiju movies. Jaguar obviously appeared in, I believe, Godzilla vs. Megalon, and Ultraman is his own series. Ultraman I actually know a little less of, but Ultraman basically is a species of alien that is apparently made of actual light, and they do apparently attach stuff to a host human. But that said, they still have organs, things along those lines, and they basically go and fight monsters. Jaguar is capable of Ultraman is capable of growing to immense heights. In fact, generally speaking, he's usually depicted at very large heights or very large size. It's unlike Jaguar, which can shrink and enlarge. Maximum height is depicted usually at a little over 131 feet, 40 meters. But Ultraman Taro states that he's actually 53 meters, around 174. He weighs around 35,000 tons, give or take. He's over 20,000 years old. Home is Land of Light Nebula M78. Maximum speed is Mach 5. Though the lyrics of the song state that it's Mach 3. Maximum running speed is 280 miles per hour. Maximum speed underwater is 330 miles an hour. Maximum underground speed is Mach 2. Maximum jumping height is 2,600 feet. Arm strength is 120 tons. Grip strength is 40 tons. Occupation is Ultraman is used to be a professor at the Space University, but now he became a defender for like a bunch of stuff. Hobbies include reading. And keep in mind, this is the basic version of Ultraman, by the way. There are other versions of him, but this is the basic one. Body features include Ultra Armor, Super Body, which is, even among peers, Ultraman has immunities not seen by other Ultramen, such as immunity to electricity, resistance against heat, resistance against space-medium beams, resistance against the forces of an atomic explosion, resistance against chemical weather. His eyes can see beyond the visible spectrum and perhaps the entire spectrum. In terms of abilities, his defensive capabilities, his high seems to be immune to every energy protection or explosion, allows them to resist heat, atomic explosions, even electricity, which is commonly seen. Even attacked by the same spacious substance, Ultraman can only receive minor injuries. These were used to resist said character's attacks. Ultra willpower, as stated. Ultraman can use the ability to telekinetically control objects and beings, being able to lift and throw enemies just by using his mind. So what? It's telekinesis. It's not willpower. Why the hell is it? Wow. 60s. And, he's seen actually throwing giant Godzilla-sized kaiju around. Teleportation. He can teleport from one planet to another, but doing this takes a lot of energy. Size change from human to giant. Ultra sign. Like other ultras, he's capable of creating an ultra sign. There is a page for that. His travel spear can encase itself in a red energy sphere for long distance flight. Ultra charge can transfer his energy to another ultra, either to charge their attacks or give them power. An ultra sign, by the by, ultra language. Ultra signs are a series of codified messages made by light sent by Ultraman to communicate with each other. So it's not anything in terms of combat. Good to know. So it means nothing for the it means nothing for the sake of this fight. And obviously Ultra. Well, wait a minute. So I am seeing a depiction of Ultra Sign here in a clip they have here. Throwing a message out there. Okay, yeah, literally it's not doing anything. Ultra charge, ultra flight. He is capable of special techniques. Space medium beam. His finisher attack, he puts an arm in a plus and minus sign. With his right arm vertical and the left one horizontal, he can fire an ultra powerful beam from his right vertical hand that can destroy monsters in one hit. It is fired when he utilizes negative space medium energy in his right arm and positive space medium energy in his left arm, which interact with each other in order to fire the beam, releasing a heat of over 500 degrees Celsius. Dear Lord. It has a destructive power of the 500,000 horsepower. What the hell are they even talking about? Anyway, named in terms of space, the attack is popularly known as Spacium Array by external and third-party sources. It also has a Marine Spacium Array, can fire a stronger rainbow-colored version of it. And Ultra Spacium Array, a more powerful version of the normal Spacium. It's even more powerful version, can release energy from the Plasma Spark. Ultra Attack Beam, a spiral energy beam shot from his hands. Ultra Slash can form a buzzsaw-like energy disc, which he throws at individuals. Slash Beam and colorium Beam, a style technique only used by Ultraman Festival 2016. Puts his right hand in vertical and the left hand onto the left hand, opens up only two of his fingers. A powerful rainbow beam is fired from that. Okay, I'm seeing that. Okay, looks kind of like fireworks, honestly. Okay, most of these just look the same, but okay. I mean, different variations of the same thing, but cool, great, awesome. So that's Ultraman. Ultraman's pretty powerful. He's defeated a lot of powerful kaiju. Jet Jaguar was created by a scientist to help fight kaiju. An advanced robot created by Japanese inventor Goro Ibuki was stolen by the Ceratopians and used to guide their guardian monster Megalon in the destruction of the surface world. Goro managed to save and sever to save his control of them, and then he went to aid Godzilla in his fight. He stands normally at about 1.8 meters to a height of 50 meters when he goes toe-to-toe with kaiju such as Megalon and Gigan. Jaguar becomes immune to energy attacks after shrinking to a specific size and can rapidly punch enemies to deal damage. In these, of course, this is in Monsters Unleashed, to be fair. In these games, he grows extremely large, but the games aren't really canon. We can't really use that. This is, though, in the actual series that he can go up to 50 meters, which, if we're going on the low end of Ultraman, actually makes him larger than Ultraman, but if we're going on the high end, Ultraman's still a little bit larger. But still, he has flight. He can fly at speeds of Mach 5. Even weighed down by Godzilla, carrying Godzilla, he's still able to fly with no visible stress. Physical strength, he's skilled in hand-to-hand, incredibly strong, and able to lift and throw Gigan, who weighs 25,000 tons, sorry. His combatant skills are enhanced in Godzilla Saves the Earth, Godzilla Unleashed, but in the games. Intelligence, being a robot, is obviously very capable and strategic. Durable, he withstands a great deal of punishment from both Megalon and Gigan, but continues to fight, eventually overcoming them with Godzilla's assistance. Spotlights, he has two powerful spotlights in his eyes that can blind an opponent. Liquid nitrogen breath, can emit that from his mouth. Rhino Pound, apparently this is from the games. That's an attack where he can pound the ground like a rhino. Liquidized medicine breaths. A medical Jaguar can spray liquidized medicine, including anesthetic, from his mouth. Hologram Tornado, that's from a game. Plasma Clap. Hand ray missiles. I do know he has that. Harpoon Cannon. A lot of this is from the game, but still. While Jaguar is able to hold on against most opponents in one-on-one, he's susceptible to being overwhelmed by multiple opponents. If he is overpowered and rendered helpless by Megalon and Gigan he basically got overwhelmed by those two before Godzilla showed up. He's also overwhelmed by several trilopods and Godzilla, ruler of Earth, before Zilla finally rescued him. In the Atari and Pipeworks games, Jet Jaguar becomes increasingly slow in his maximum size. This would actually make some sense, too, even if we're not really going with the games. Changing size also requires a great deal of energy in the games. In Singular Point, which is a different Godzilla lore, Jet Jaguar begins the series as a pilot mecha. Resulting in the cockpit becoming an easy target for kaiju. Yeah, that makes sense. So, this, from the sounds of things here, it actually comes off a little more clear to me who wins in the fight. And these two meet, not realizing what's going on, thinking they're kind of like evil doppelgangers of each other. That could happen. They go toe-to-toe. In hand-to-hand combat and durability and energy projection and attacks, all that, it kind of becomes obvious. Ultraman is immune to most forms of energy, can even withstand an atomic bond, and is over 20,000 years old. With that much experience, is a being made of light and has attacks that can reach basically heats well beyond the heat of the sun, or 500 degrees Celsius. which is nearly 900,000 500,000 degrees Celsius. Sorry, which is 900,032 degrees Fahrenheit. Like, that is, Jet Jaguar does not have the durability to survive something like that. If at any point if Ultraman really wants to finish this fight, he can do that, no problem, and just and take him out. Jet Jaguar, Ultraman also just has far more, if we're just going by their main series appearances, like movies, stuff like that, Ultraman just has way more offensive capabilities, and his defense has been shown to withstand a lot more than what Jet Jaguar has been able to withstand. So, while these two may be relatively equal in size, and probably would go toe-to-toe for a while, ultimately Jet Jaguar has the better finishing move. Ultraman has the better finishing move between the two of them. So, I mean, these two would go at it for a while, but ultimately, as soon as that finisher comes out and Jet Jaguar takes a big hit, it's game over. It's good night, Irene. So, I would say I'd go with Ultraman in this fight. Is my personal opinion, obviously. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. By the way, you'll notice there is no review for Downton Abbey. And that is due to the fact that I just didn't care about seeing Downton Abbey. And my girlfriend said, why don't you see Doctor Strange? And we'll do that. And I knew, too, that I would probably get someone like, why would you see the movie if you didn't watch the series? There's very few comments that truly get under my skin more than when people say, not just people asking the question, why did you see it if you didn't see the other series or other movies? But like people say, don't make. I had one recently in my Ichigo versus Melodus from Seven Deadly Sins video, and he the person basically said, don't make a video if you've never seen Seven Deadly Sins. No, F you. I'll make a video all I want. That runs the risk of superiority right there. Like you telling people what to do runs the risk of superiority. And I mean that in the sense of like that level of privilege where it's like, you shouldn't do this if you've never done that. I can do whatever the hell I want on my channel. Thank you very much. Anyway, I digress. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy. Same thing here. Same principle there with the Downton Abbey. That was another risk I was running by seeing that movie anyway. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you next. I'll see you folks for the next one. Sorry, I've only just been out of work for a little bit. I'm a little. See you later. Ooh, let's try that again.